Hello, how are you doing today? Personally, I'm doing very well, and this is the reason. Look at this. Over 20,000 views on my first BANDLAB tutorial, more than 600 likes and 90 comments. That's absolutely amazing, thank you so much. And then there's this comment asking me to do a second video, so I already did it, but I thought why not doing a third one. This is going to be lo-fi again. The difference is that we won't use any loops except from the drums. We'll be programming the chords, the melodies and the bass line. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the like button. Alright, let's get started. Alright, the first thing I'm doing is I'm creating an instrument track. Here I have a piano and I'm gonna right click, create region. The chord progression we'll be using is called a 2-5-1. So we'll have a D minor, a G and a C major. If you're not sure of your notes, so here it's a C3 and then it goes up to C, D, E, F, G, A, B and C again. The note for the first chord, we have a D here. And I can make it 1 bar long. So here we can see that's the first bar, the second bar, the third bar and the fourth one. And each bar has 4 beats. So bar 1 beats number 1, bar 1 beats 2, beat 3, beat 4, and then bar number 2, beat 1, bar number 2, beat 2, beat 3, beat 4, and so on. Alright, so 1 bar each for each chord. So I have a D, and then an F, and then an A. And this sounds like this. That's our D minor chord. Then moving on to the G major. We'll have a G, and then a B, and finally a D. And then our C major, so I have a C, C, E and G. Let's hear our chord progression. For a last chord, it can last 2 bars. Alright, now I'm just going to change the BPM, so because it's lo-fi, let's go for 90 BPM, that's quite standard for this genre. Okay, now the second thing I want to do is to add some extension. So we can add a 4th note on the chords and it will sound jazzier. I'm going to add a C. This gives me a D minor 7. Same thing for G, I'm adding an F, and for the C major I'm adding a B. And then the last thing we can do, for the G chord, we can add some tension. I'm adding this note, which is a flat 9. Let's hear it. Alright, there we go. Now we can just change the sound for this, so I can keep a piano and maybe I can use the lo-fi one. It sounds a bit warmer. Alright, let's move on to the melody. So I'm clicking here on Add Track and then Instrument, and here I'm going to select something else. It sounds quite good. And now I want to find a melody. As a good starting point, try to use only a few notes and try to repeat them. Don't try too hard, don't try too many things, just a few notes, a simple and steady rhythm, and that will do the trick. So I'm just going to play around and see what I can find. Actually, I'm going to add the drums before because I think it will inspire me to find a melody. So again, add track and then browse loops. Let's see what we have. Okay, let's go back to the melody. If you are a bit out of time, what you can do now is to place it, or if you want to place it fully on the grid, you can select your notes and then hit quantize here, quantize, and this will place it perfectly on time. Now, because this is lo-fi, I want to keep some realistic feel, so I'm not going to overdo it. Just do it for the notes that are too out of time, but otherwise keep it natural. If you want to place it somewhere in between the grid, hit the Command key or Control on Windows, I would assume. Now what I can do is I can add some bass. So I click on Add Track, Instrument, and here at the bottom left, Instrument again, and then bass. Cool. Here I'm not going to play it this time, I'm just gonna use the piano roll to put my notes. So I double click, the bass are going to play one note at a time, and it will play the root note. So the root note is the main note of a chord, and this is the title of the chord, if you want to put it that way. So if you have a D minor chord, the root note is D. The bass almost always play the root note as the first note. So I'm just going to play D here. Be careful with the timing. On the second bar I'm going to play a G. And finally I have C. So C on the third and fourth bar. Let's just hear it. If you cannot hear the bass, you need headphones or to plug your laptop on speakers or something like that. This is a good start. No, the bass has to work closely with the kick drum. You can see the kick drums here, and you want the bass to play along with it. So I'm going to do the same rhythm on the bass as on the kick drum, more or less. And now I can try to add some passing notes, so let's listen to the whole thing. The very last touch is to add some vinyl crackle type of noise. Let's do this. Add track, browse loops, and loops crackle. Let's see what we have. Lo-fi. I'm going to take two different ones just to compare them. It's just a background noise that will add this texture. Let's hear with it. So I'm keeping this one. Without. With again. Quite a cool effect to have, especially for lo-fi. And there we are pretty much done. So really it's a simple bit, nothing too fancy. What I like to do now is to have everything on maybe 4-bar or 8-bar loop, and then I can just copy and paste everything and take things in and out. So this is what I'm doing, copy and paste. And you can see the time here, so let's make 2 minutes, simple beat, a bit more, there we go. So you don't want to start with everything, so a good starting point, maybe I just want the chords and the crackling noise. So I'm just getting rid of everything. I can, for me, I like to have the drums, maybe clean the project a bit. I like to have the drums here. To make a smoother transition, the drum's just gonna start at the end here. So I'm going to make it shorter. Just want to keep this. Maybe I don't want my melody at the very beginning. Comes in here. Maybe I want my drums to stop before hitting the chorus. Alright, and here I'm going to do a little trick. I want this kind of effect. Alright, some like repetition. So I'm going to zoom in and I'm going to slice everything. So right click, slice, and now I can copy and paste this. We're going to do a nice fade out. You can click here to do some automation. Okay, so we did a very simple lo-fi beat from scratch. I hope you liked it. If you did and you want to support me, you can. There's a link and you can buy me a coffee. And you can choose the topic of the next video if you do so. Alright, see you next time.